Baseball comes up on the losing end of a ball game here against the Bryant Bulldogs in the midweek tilt and 6-2. And for a while it was a close ball game, and Murphy just kind of got in some trouble in the fifth. And I thought you kind of left him out there a little bit longer just to kind of, his sophomore, earn your stripes kind of thing. And he got out of the inning eventually, but at that point you guys were down what was, I believe, 5-0. So was that the case where you just, hey, you got to get through this?
Well, they had the bases loaded there, and then we brought the infield halfway in. I mean, he really, in that inning where they scored those runs, I think it was a 3-run inning or 4-run inning, he got a couple ground balls. He did his job. He actually got a couple ground balls. They just were through the hole. So I didn't feel like he was pitching terribly. And yeah, I kind of wanted to see him work his way out of it.
We saw also McGinty come in, throw a couple innings, and then go in the 9th inning, really just kind of brought in to get a little bit of work. He loads the bases, gets out of a jam, and then he gets out of the jam by popping one up in the middle of the infield. So despite not having a save opportunity, he gets himself into trouble, gets himself out of it. So it has to say a lot about what he can bring to the table.
The closer coming in a non-closing situation is always tough. You know, they rarely seem to go well. I asked him if he wanted to just throw a bullpen or if he wanted to get an inning of work live, and he said he wanted to throw an inning live. So I thought that for a second maybe he was going to regret that, but he ended up working his way out of it, made some good pitches, and then it's good to see a guy really want the baseball. And Billy, I think, had lost it in the sun anyway, so it's a good thing that he saw it and went after it.
You guys got a couple hits from Dalton Ruch later in the ball game. Got a big conference matchup against Maine coming up this weekend. So what do you guys have in store for the rest of the week before you hit the road on Friday?
Well, we talked at the end of the game here that, you know, some of the things you saw today were some of the things we saw Saturday against Stony Brook, a couple things we saw yesterday against Holy Cross. You know, we haven't been playing great defense the last 2 weeks. We started off really well defensively. Trey obviously wasn't in today, but and that hurts. But we need to tighten up the next 2 days defensively. The last 2 days, some teams went after our pitchers and swung the bats pretty well against them, and you know, our pitchers really haven't had to face that at all this year. You know, not just the Newcombs and Hunters, and you know, most of our guys have really done a good job. And I think for the first time in a while, they saw some guys taking good swings against them. And so we just need to tighten some things up defensively. Pitchers need to do some extra work here and make sure they're being able to throw their off-speed pitches for strikes to keep hitters off the fastball. And you know, obviously we need to keep trying to grind out better at bats and take advantage of opportunities. So that's what we'll do the next 2 days, and get ready to head up to Maine.
So the boys will head up to Maine. They'll have a weekend series against the Black Bears. It'll be another conference matchup. Stay tuned to HartfordHawks.com for all the latest.